To be clear, this video contains no graphic images at all, and the second half will be a debunking of all the stupid conspiracies floating around about this tragedy. But first, let's discuss what's yet to be explained. Who was gunman Stephen Paddock's hotel room guest when he ordered room service for 2 people at the Mandalay Bay Hotel 4 days before the massacre? This is the receipt. There you see the number of guests, 2 separate meals, a code that means in-room dining Mandalay Bay, and table number 32135, which equates to Paddock's room number 135 on the 32nd floor. Why did this receipt show him in the hotel September 27 when authorities said he checked in September 28? Who was his guest, and was it the same woman that warned concert goers they were about to die?
So there was a lady who pushed her way forward into the concert venue into the first row, and she started messing with another lady and told us that we are all going to die tonight.
Do you know why she was saying that? I mean, was this after the shots were fired, or?
It was about 45 minutes before the shots were actually fired, but then she was escorted out by security.
Obviously, this guest needs to be tracked down because he or she could have been in on the plot. Then we have this disturbing footage, and I'm not going to play it, but before the bit I am about to play, a man is walking through the site of the massacre after the shooting ends, trying to draw attention to people who are still alive so they can get medical treatment. It's horrific, it's chilling, but it proves that many people who lay there dying were still alive. Then this happens.
No EMTs, they've turned the lights off. Where are the EMTs? Why are the lights off?
Turn the lights off to secure the area.
Shooting's already stopped. Shooting was going on during the shooting. Now we need lights to assess victims and assign EMTs.
Okay, everybody right now that's here on ground is deceased.
No, they're not. I got EMTs working on the guy here. I got EMTs working on the guy here. I got an EMT and a nurse working on the guy over here. I need lights on. If you know how to do that, get these lights back on.
Okay, who are you?
So whoever made the decision to turn off the lights, did that prevent dying victims from getting help? Or was it a rational decision to avoid lighting up the whole area to prevent the further targeting of these victims? And remember, the shooting was over at this point, but you can see it from both perspectives, so you be the judge. Then there's this footage of victims running in terror while one group of people just nonchalantly stands there. One of them is even vaping as the gunshots go off.
Down, everyone, tear it!
And the group only seems perturbed when a bullet literally almost hits them. And perhaps they were just completely wasted, but it's odd how some people behave differently to others in a crisis. We now know that gunman Stephen Paddock was prescribed diazepam, more commonly known as its brand name Valium, which is linked to aggression and violent outbursts. Although Paddock's massacre was obviously carefully planned in advance, did the drug contribute in any way to his egregious act of aggression? Authorities now acknowledge that the shooter could have been radicalized.
I want to understand the motivation that you describe, okay, to prevent any future incidents. And, you know, did this person get radicalized unbeknownst to us? And we want to identify that source.
Which suggests they suspect there could be some kind of political or personal motive. Which brings us to the biggest thing yet to be explained, which is, of course, the motive, and if there was one. Given the nature of the event, intelligence expert Colonel Tony Schaefer was explicit in who he thought the gunman was targeting.
It's shaping up to be a very deliberate act of terror. This individual parallels in many ways by age and by predisposition of being unstable the shooter who attacked Congressman Scalise back in June. It was a politically selected target. The perception was there was going to be a lot of pro-gun folks there, Trump supporters at this concert. So therefore, I believe the perception was by the shooter that this was a legitimate target of political expression. The very reason that Hodgkinson did what he did, and I believe Paddock did what he did, is because the left has now encouraged the use of violence as an extension and use of political speech.
Those sentiments were echoed by forensic psychiatrist Dr. Michael Wellner, who suggested that Paddock's motive was to deliberately target conservatives and gun owners.
So it's a stranger mass homicide, and a stranger mass homicide happens for one of 2 reasons. Either a person acting for a cause, or a person acting because he wants to transcend notoriety and kill as many people as possible, like a James Holmes. People who commit crimes for notoriety alone are young, and he's not. Absolutely, people who are gun enthusiasts and who are populists or nationalists in this country are dehumanized. They're demonized. The point is, his mindset is that they deserve to die.
Yes.
And so a person who adopts a cause may be otherwise law-abiding, but he feels righteously justified that the end justifies the means.
You said look at the target and work your way backwards.
That's right.
What do country music fans and country music artists represent?
It's Americana.
What was written on the note seen in Paddock's hotel room? Why did he wire $100,000 to the Philippines, and is the ISIS connection still in play? What does his girlfriend know, and why did she have 2 social security numbers? Why was she married to 2 men at the same time?
She would know everything intimately, Martha, about what he was doing. You cannot get past having a house full of guns by someone who is not in the military, has no previous record of wanting to do things with guns. All of a sudden he buys these, and we're talking about I've been told an estimate of $100,000 worth of high-end weapons.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So it's clearly something there.
And if it was an attack on Trump supporters, that doesn't mean all Hillary Clinton voters or all leftists are to blame. Let's not stoop to their level by collectively demonizing everyone with whom we disagree. Like CNN did today by publishing this article entitled "How America Has Silently Accepted the Rage of White Men," when most of the massacre victims were white men. Next on CNN, how Europe has silently accepted the rage of Muslim men. Would they publish that? No. So why are they publishing this? Stop being racist, stop encouraging actual white supremacists, and stop inciting violence.
As soon as I heard it was country music, I felt relief. White people shooting white people isn't terror, it's community outreach.
Yeah, that kind of crap. That has to stop. But finding out the motive of the killer, if there was one, will help address the root cause and possibly begin to make it clear to people that resorting to violence just because you think you have the moral high ground is not acceptable in a civilized society. Now to debunking the conspiracy theories. People claiming that this flash is a second gunman on the 4th floor. Here you can see the same light flickering in the same manner in the same place before the shooting occurred. It isn't proof of anything. These windows don't open unless you break them, and there were no broken windows on anything other than the 32nd floor. People are using this video of a taxi driver to claim that there were multiple gunmen because the gunshots sound close at one point and far away the next. Well, as this firearms expert explained to me, the sound bouncing off the buildings is going to change how you hear it. This is an echo. Fact is that in virtually every lone wolf mass shooting, people report multiple gunmen, as do the police.
It sounds like it's confirmed there are at least 2 shooters with fully automatic weapons.
It's chaos. This guy's firing 400 rounds a minute. There's going to be bullets flying everywhere. So again, don't get distracted by the conspiracy theories. Let's focus all our energy on finding out why he did it so we can try and prevent horrors of this scale from happening again. They've now raised over $8.5 million for the victims of this tragedy, which is an incredible effort. The link is in the description. Please give generously. Please click the big red button to subscribe. It really helps me when you do that, and click the bell to allow notifications so you never miss a new video.